What's up guys, I'm James and welcome back to the Rebel Base build. It's been a little while. This episode is all about the Fallout challenge. You're going to be able to check out the community entries to that diorama challenge at the end of my video. Sadly, I didn't get to make my own diorama this time, but I did make a prize for the randomly chosen winner. All will be announced during this video. Let's check out the build. Recently, the awesome Fallout TV series vaulted its way onto our screens and it set the world on fire. So I challenged the maker community to create something right out of the apocalypse. I got hold of this awesome Vault-Tec Lunchbox on Amazon and these rather posh makeup cleaning brushes, along with the Vallejo mud and sand weathering powders. And my crazy idea of combining these all into some kind of in-universe weathering kit was in my grasp. To secure the brushes and weathering powders in place, I planned on using foam inserts and laser cut MDF for a Fallout style decorative frame. To ensure everything would fit snug, I cracked out my digital calipers and took some readings. These I could then translate over into my digital plans in Adobe Illustrator. I was guided by the size and shape of the lunchbox opening. After entering the values recorded with my calipers, I created a corresponding shape in Illustrator. I made sure to use the corner curve tool to match the silhouette of the opening. The next step was straightforward, and that was to draw the cutouts for the powder pots, including the pinch detail between the lid and the jar. Once happy with the cutouts, I simply duplicated these and experimented with their placement. For the brush insert, I used the length and width caliper measurements and then eyeballed the rest, including an allowance for finger grabbing the brush. You can also see the cutouts for the leads. No Fallout prop would be complete without the inclusion of the Fallout Vault-Tec logo. I used the very useful Shape Builder tool in Illustrator to make this element. I then placed it off to the side so it could be laser cut as a separate element to build some dimension into the frame. With a completed design, I sent the file over to my diode laser cutter ready for cutting. I haven't done a huge amount of laser cutting on this show, so my stock is pretty humble. But I decided on MDF as it tends to result in a better finish once painted. This is the 3mm stock and it cuts nicely. This is a pretty simple design with minimal layering, so nothing too complex, and the whole burn took a few minutes and it was ready to take to the next stage in no time at all. On builds such as this, where there is a connected theme, it's always interesting how little elements such as the Vault-Tec logo can start to tie it all together. The decision to layer this almost like a badge seemed to be paying off. And for good measure, I continually checked that everything was fitting into place as expected. So far so good, so it was on to the foam insert. I mended the laser cut design a little so only the cutouts were required, and I lasered through this 2-inch foam like butter. These cutouts would come in handy later to ensure the pots and brush are supported, so I kept them to one side for now. You can see that I added an additional cutout on the foam piece to house the battery pack later. The green colour used was inspired by the old Pip-Boys from the video games rather than the silver shine of the TV show. After initially being scared of my airbrush, it's now an integral tool in the RBB arsenal. Used here just to apply a green coat. I didn't even give it an undercoat, but still managed to get a nice finish. Now let's talk about that LED. This is what is called a meteor shower LED, and I found this on AliExpress. It's dynamic, so will either remain always on or display this cool progressive effect. The circuit here is a simple 3-volt battery and a switch loop, which I soldered together ready to be fixed into the panel and foam packing. I'd already planned the opening for the switch into the laser cut design, so it fit nice and snug. Yes, I'm using needle nose pliers on a bolt. The right tool for the right job, right? Oh, and finally, I attached the LED to the back of the frame using hot glue. Now, this is a maker's weathering kit, right? So of course it had to be weathered. So I took some of my older powders and gave this a rusty, beaten up look using some edge accents and quick brush methods. I also added a few highlights using silver rub here and there. This quick brush method gives a nice streak effect. By this point, I felt it was really coming together, so I went over it one last time to blend everything in. I gotta say, it was pretty satisfying sliding that in there. Here is some shots of the finished kit. You know what? As I sit here editing this video, checking out all of these community builds, one thing that strikes me is how amazing this community is. And I'm almost glad I didn't make a diorama this time and instead just concentrated on making the prize that will be winging its way to the winner. Because to be honest with you, I think the focus should be on the dioramas that the community made this time rather than anything I've made. It's all about the community builds. Check these out.
Hey, what's up? So, James, when you announced that you were doing a Fallout style challenge, I knew I had to join. So, what I made is the laser rifle from the Fallout universe. This is all EVA foam. Best part about this is it'll go down here in my Star Wars basement. Alright, check that out.
After using a good old name in the hat, the randomly chosen winner was Derek. Well done, man. This prize is on its way to you now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.